4 years after the crushing loss to Alabama in 1982, Joe Paterno built another national championship contender.
What Joe created in September of that year was what everyone dubbed Air Paterno. It included a dramatic win, maybe what some feels the greatest game ever in Beaver Stadium, the 27-24 win over Nebraska. They go to Alabama. Penn State loses the game. The seniors get together on that team and said, that's it, we're not losing another game.
The senior class made good on its promise, winning their final 6 regular season games by a combined score of 201-48, setting up a return trip to the Sugar Bowl to face Georgia for the national championship.
It was widely understood this might be the biggest game he'd ever coached in. I think he went into it pretty confident because, you know, look at the team that he had. My God, that was an unbelievable collection of talent there.
But now Blackledge is going to put it up on first down. He's going for the bundle. Garrity! Touchdown!
On January 1, 1983, Penn State was no longer a bridesmaid, defeating the Georgia Bulldogs 27-23, and after 17 seasons at the helm, Joe Paterno finally was a national champion.
Joe's had this trip before, but I don't know if he's ever enjoyed it more.
When we did win it, you know, I just thank goodness for the kids. I went to bed that night.
Winning that national championship, I think, validated everything that they were trying to accomplish and put them on the map. And I think they sent a message to the rest of college football: we're here, we're staying, and we have to be reckoned with.
The gridiron wasn't the only arena in which Joe Paterno cultivated excellence. His football players were true student athletes, part of what came to be known as the grand experiment.
We were going to get players that belonged in college, that were good, solid students, and we could go and play the best in the country with those guys and win. That was the grand experiment.
It opened up so many doors because I'd go in the house and people would say to me, what do you mean by the grand experiment? And that gave me a chance to tell them, hey, we want your son to go to class, we want your son to get out of there, we want to be a good football player, but we want more than that for him.
Perhaps no Nittany Lion benefited from the grand experiment as much as former defensive end Bob White, who grew up with limited educational opportunities in Haines City, Florida.
I was a first-generation college student, so the whole notion of college, I didn't have a concept of what that really meant. I was looking for a place that I felt comfortable in, that place would help me achieve what I wanted to achieve. Penn State convinced me that they would help me do what I needed to do and wanted to do.
And Joe told him when we recruited him, okay, you want to come to Penn State, you're going to have to do some work academically, and you're going to have to get caught up to snuff pretty quick, and my wife's going to tutor you.
And Sue gave him books. And the first book she gave him was Huckleberry Finn. And he had to write a review of the book.
Bob White grew because of that experience, and not only had a great football experience, but then had a great educational experience because she took the time and he took the time, and because they cared.
He ended up graduating, got a master's degree, he's working here at the university, doing a super job. You know, those kinds of things make you feel good, make you feel like you're worth it.
Bob White not only earned his degree, he also captained the 1986 Penn State team, a team that finished the regular season undefeated and faced a brash and confident Miami team in the 1987 Fiesta Bowl.
The Miami program, they did the things that just were nails across the blackboard to Joe in terms of comportment.
Miami arrived in Tempe, Arizona for the game wearing fatigues, saying they were on a mission, and it was sort of a good guy versus bad guy thing.
Joe set it up brilliantly through the media. Boy, I don't know if we can compete with these guys. It's one of the great teams ever play college football, and he set them up.
Flips a bit, throws, it's intercepted.
Paterno's defensive game plan frustrated Miami's Vinny Testaverde. clinching the 14-10 victory by intercepting the Heisman Trophy winner for the 5th time in the game. And for a second time, Joe Paterno and his Penn State Nittany Lions were again national champions.
I think most Penn State fans will still tell you that's their favorite game of all time.
I think that the '86 championship was the ultimate confirmation of Penn State as a program and Joe as a coach.